Welcome to part 3 of things you should do when you start FC26 career mode. In this video, I'll be providing you with even more of my best tips and tricks for when you start the game mode. Hopefully this helps you out. If you enjoy the video, please leave a like for me and make sure you subscribe. We are so close to 300,000 subscribers, 2,539 to go. Please tell your friends to subscribe as well. If you pre-ordered the game, you should go over to your youth scouts and hire the 5-star youth scout. This was a pre-order bonus, so you might as well use it. This scout is not cheap. They cost 4.7 million, so obviously it depends on your budget as well. You might not be able to afford the scout at the start, but if you're playing at a bigger club, I'm sure you would be able to afford them. Or if you use like the financial takeover or something when you start, you can tell it's a 5-star scout pretty easily because the experience and judgment both have the 5 stars. So just hire the scout. They should find good players to put into your youth academy. And you can even hire more scouts if you want to. Even if you didn't pre-order the game, you might as well hire some youth scouts because you should be building up their youth academy, investing in it, because it's going to be paying dividends in the future seasons to come. Another thing you should do is go to the transfers section and click on scouts and hire some scouts if you haven't got one already. In this case, there's already 3 here, but there are some better scouts on the market that I can hire. They're not cheap, they're 4.7 million, but if you've got the budget, you can easily afford them. We have 2 scouts here with 5-star experience and 5-star judgment. We've got this one and also this one. We want to hire them straight away. Basically, a more experienced scout will find a larger number of players, and a scout with better judgment will find higher quality players. Alright, so we've hired our scouts. Now we need to send out our scouts because there's no point hiring them to just keep them at home. So we've got these 2 5-star scouts. We want to click on X, send to country. This is where we choose a region. So we can choose Asia. We can do like Eastern Asia, China maybe. Are you sure you would like to establish a scouting network in this country? Okay. And that scout will be in transit to that country now to go and scout. We've also got another one. So let's go to Oceania. Let's go to Australia. And we've sent the scout there. Now there's also instructions for the scout. So hit the R1 button here. That takes you to the instructions. This is where you set up what you're looking for. So let's click the triangle to edit the instruction. So let's say we want players that only have 1 year left on their contract. We can set that up. Let's say we're looking for a player that fits the wing play role. And also we're looking for first team quality or a backup player. And let's also say we're looking for an attacker and maybe the age can have a max age of 24. This is just an example, but that's how you would set that up. Now, if you already have scouts in your club and they're already scouting players like this example, you should review the reports to see if there's any players here that they have found that you might want to sign for your club. After you're done reviewing the reports, you can press the triangle button to manage the scout, and that lets you relocate a scout, recall the scout, or cancel. So let's relocate the scout to South America, Argentina, and click OK. I think you have to wait a couple of months, but they should come back with a report on some players that they've found that you might want to consider for your club. You can also remove instructions here by pressing the square. Do the same thing for your youth scouts. So you just go to the youth scouts tile, click on one of the scouts that you hired, and send the scout out to a region. Let's choose Italy. You can do 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months. It tells you the cost there. So we'll have to wait 3 months for the scout to come back. Let's look for a striker and a right wing and left wing. Let's hit advance. You can select up to 3 roles from the roles list that the scout will focus on, or you can skip and delegate this decision to the scout. So let's look for a target forward, an inside forward, and a wide playmaker. Press the start button to start mission, and it says the returning date is the 1st of October 2025. So you'll have to check back in to view the report at that time. Another thing you should do when you start career mode is play the preseason tournament. At the beginning of your save, you will get invited to a preseason tournament, and it's up to you whether or not you want to play it. You can skip this tournament. I know a lot of people skip it because they don't enjoy the preseason games because there's nothing to really play for. But the preseason is a good way to test out your team and your players. You can test out formations, tactics in a low pressure environment. You can choose 1 out of the 3 tournaments that the game gives you. The opponents will be different and the prize money will also be different. If you end up doing well in the preseason and you win the prize money, it goes to your transfer budget, I believe. So that's a good thing. That could give you a boost when you start. Let's say we choose the Champions Trophy. You just click accept invitation and the preseason matches get added to your calendar. So there's 3 matches to play. And the more points you get and the higher goal difference, the better. I remember many years ago that even if you didn't win the competition, you'd still get prize money. You didn't get the whole amount, but you did get a slice. But these days, I think you have to win the actual tournament to get prize money. Otherwise, you get 0, which I don't really like. I feel like you should get even just a little bit if you participate in a tournament. So it looks like we won 2 preseason games and drew 1. So that seems like a pretty good result. Let's see if we won the preseason tournament. It looks like we did, so that's a good result. 7 points, and we came first. So yeah, the more points you get, the better. Ideally, you would want to win 3 matches out of 3, and you would need a good goal difference just in case another team ends up on the same points. It looks like we did get the prize money, so in light of the team's recent performances, we've made the decision to make additional funds available to help you strengthen the squad, 650,000. So that's good. That could be a massive boost to your transfer budget when you're first starting out. And you also get a nice email from the board as well, and it goes to show that even if you have no intention of even playing the preseason matches, you might as well just pick a tournament and simulate those matches like I did here, because look, we ended up winning it and we got some extra prize money for doing nothing. So there is a chance that you might even win the tournament even if you simulate, and you would get extra money in your transfer budget, which could be useful. The next thing we need to do is plan our transfers in and transfers out. So in terms of transfers out, you can go to the squad hub and you can take a look at the players currently at your club. There's going to be players that you might want to send out on loan because they're not going to get game time at the club. You can add these players to the loan list and they'll get offers eventually and you can send them out to grow. There will be some players that you'll want to keep. This could be, for example, the best players at your club. So you can block offers. That means that you won't receive offers. There's going to be players that maybe you would like to sell, so you can add them to the transfer list and wait for some offers to come in. Selling players is a good strategy because it can give you some more money to use in the transfer market. You'll need to go through each of your players and see what you would like to do. Now, in terms of transfers in, you can use your scouts to find players for you. You might have a scout report already available, and once you take a look at the report, there might be a player here that looks good for your club. You can click on the player and scout further or add them to the shortlist and put an offer in. You can also search players manually. So you might have players in your head already that you would like to bring to the club. This is a good way to find them. Go to player name and type in the player's name. Let's say we use Arzani as an example. You click on the player and then you can scout them, add them to the shortlist and make an offer. If you don't have a player in mind, you can use these filters to find a player that might be good for your club. You can pick a position here. You can pick the nationality as well if you have a specific one in mind. You can even do an age range, a country or region, or a specific league as well. If you have a tight budget, you can also go to the free agents section here and see which players are available as a free agent. These players won't cost you anything to sign, but you do need to come up with some money for their contract. This could be a good strategy for those people that have tight budgets. You can also check players that have a release clause. And then there's also another good strategy here. You can check for loan listed players. So this could be good as well if you have a tight budget. This player is listed for loan, so we can click on him and scout them further or make an offer. So this is a good way to get maybe some better quality players into your club without paying the transfer fees. There's also websites out there that you can use to scout players. One website, for example, is sofifa.com. This will tell you the stats of every single player in the game. And there's filters on the left here, more filters than what you would get in career mode. And a lot of players use this website to find players to sign in career mode or to see player potentials as well. I do recommend this website. It tells you everything you need to know about every player in the game. Thank you to my channel members, Chris, Callum, Wing, Connor, and Hugo. If you want your name here, check out the link in the description. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like for me and make sure you subscribe to get more FC videos.